Level 1, Mike Kruger, Weather NorCal. We've got Noden. I kept saying Nolan.
Yeah, you got it.
I'm terrible. Noden. This is Sharon Clay from Turtle Bay. I got your name right at least. I didn't
That's
call
good.
you the show or whatever. So red-tailed hawk.
Yes.
This means wind, right? His name?
Noden means wind. It's a Native American word that means wind. And if you slowly, let's turn our whole bodies and let everyone see the red tail. So that's how they get the name. So it's not red, it's kind of a rusty, bricky red tail. And these guys are the most common hawk that you find in North America.
Okay. So how did you acquire?
So Noden's a rescue. He's an eastern red tail. He was found in, I started to say Montana, not Montana, in Michigan. I knew it was one of those M states. One of those northern M states. He was found in Michigan. He was found on the side of the road and he couldn't fly, and they weren't sure why. He was an immature at the time. When they're immature, they don't have the red tail yet. And so they took him into rehab and they discovered that he's actually blind in his right eye. So the eye closest to you, he actually is blind in. And you can't tell. We call it, birds are either like physically blind or I call it mentally blind. It's not the technical term, but basically there's some detachment or something where from the outside you can't tell they're blind versus like a blown pupil or something's physically wrong with the eye. It's more the connections of the eye to the brain so that he actually can't see out of his right eye. So he can't hunt.
You know what? I feel for you because I've got a lot of connections not going to my brain either. So you and I can bond in that aspect too.
Yes, except for he's super intelligent. Oh wait, I didn't say that. Wait, so these guys are actually very, very intelligent birds. They're problem solvers. They're what we would call an opportunistic hunter, and extremely adaptable. And those two words, opportunistic and adaptable, equals success.
Ah, yes.
And if you think about it, us too.
Yeah, we try to be opportunistic.
We try.
Yes. And problem solving.
Problem solving and adaptable. Adaptable is very good. So these guys being opportunistic, they take any opportunity to eat. So when we say opportunistic, it's about food. So think about it, our picky eaters or our generalists. Like, are you a generalist or are you picky?
I'm picky.
I'm picky too.
Yeah.
I'm picky too. My husband, if he's watching out there, he's a garbage disposal. He's an opportunistic eater.
I'm sure he'd appreciate that.
Yeah, he's an opportunistic eater. I am a specialist or a picky eater. These guys are your generalists. So these guys are opportunistic hunters. They'll eat literally anything that they can grab. And then they're also very flexible. So they're adaptable. So they're found in every type of habitat. You can find them way up north, way down south. You find them in cities, in country, in just everywhere, suburbs. So they can survive in all different habitats, and that makes them very successful.
Including Turtle Bay. And as you talk to me about how he likes to eat anything, sometimes we have this moment where we're staring at each other and I'm like, I hope you don't think parts of my face are food.
I don't think he's going to think that.
Okay, that's good.
You should be just fine with that. If he does, you're also okay because what he would want to grab that food with are his feet.
Oh.
So you should be just fine.
By then I'd have time to react.
I think so.
Okay,
hopefully.
good.
There you go.
I'm not going to worry about it because you're an awesome bird. Well, thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Noden. And I'm so sorry to hear about your one eye, but you know what? I think you're still beautiful. That eye looks just as good, and so happy that Turtle Bay has you here. I know sometimes I go into these I just kind of chat with the bird, but I like that.
Okay.
I like to bond.
He's about to watch this. He's going to fluff up and do his feathers.
Yeah.
See them starting to fluff?
Yeah.
Okay, he's going to shake them, hopefully, see if he makes a liar out of me. And when he does, that's called rousing. Watch him. This is called rousing. Ooh. This is the greatest thing. Okay, now look at him and say thank you.
Thank you.
That behavior, rousing, means they're comfortable.
Oh.
So we have a rule at Turtle Bay, whenever we're holding a bird, if they rouse on our glove, we say thank you. Because that's a compliment that he's that comfortable with you.
That is great. Well, thank you. Well, thank you again for feeling comfortable with me. That's what I try to do. I want to be as comfortable with you all as possible. So thank you, Sharon. Thank you all. And we'll see you next week for another edition of Turtle Bay's Wonderful World of Animals.